Hi everybody, my name's Ron Fry and I am with EspressoMakerEmpire.com, and today we're going to do a demonstration on roasting coffee beans with a popcorn popper. What I want to tell you up front though is the reason for this is I'm going to give you reasons why you should not use a popcorn popper for roasting coffee. I'm going to go ahead and get the popcorn popper warmed up and get the coffee in it, and then I'll give you the various reasons why I think you're better off making a purchase of a coffee roaster which is designed for that purpose. Let's go ahead and get the coffee in there and we'll get going. This popcorn popper needs about 15-20 seconds to warm up. That's really all it takes. And we'll throw the beans in and see what happens. Okay, the beans are in. It's going to take 4 to 5 minutes before anything really starts happening. And as I said, I'll start discussing the issues with you here in 1 second. Okay, the beans are in the popper. This process happens really quickly. One of the reasons it probably lacks a little bit in consistency of a roasted bean. This popcorn popper will do in 4 or 5 minutes what one of the little coffee roasters takes about 20 minutes to do. Now, one thing I want to point out initially is that it's obviously not designed for roasting coffee beans. Because of that, there are some safety concerns of the machine overheating, even a potential fire. It must be occupied or attended the entire process. You absolutely void the warranty as soon as you put coffee beans in it. And then, as you can see, there's a lot of smoke that comes out of the machine, as well as chaff that is coming off of the beans. And then lastly, the popcorn popper will throw a lot of the coffee beans right out of the chute, so now you have wasted product. I think if hopefully you can see this, there's smoke coming out now as well as the chaff off of the beans, and it's also throwing beans out of the machine. Now, one of the big problems is that consistency of the roast is very difficult. What I find is oftentimes you'll have some light beans in with a dark roast, and you just never know from one batch to the next what you're going to get. And I'm starting to hear some crackling. That is what we call first crack or city. We're approaching the city roast, which is a light roast. As we go through this crackling, which is a little louder and not quite as frequent, the roast will obviously become darker. Then there's going to be a period of a minute or so where the first crack settles down and actually stops, and then we'll go into second crack, which is full city. It's a medium roast, and anything beyond that obviously turns to a dark roast. Now with this popcorn popper, it happens very quickly, and so I'm going to go back over to the machine and try to listen for first crack and then get that out of the machine and start its cooling process. Okay, we're still having some first crack, but should be really close to the second crack starting. The roast is darkening and there is some inconsistency in there, just as I usually experience. I'm starting to hear first crack now, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this roast because I would like to get somewhat of a medium type of roast out of this batch. Once you get the beans out of the roast, the idea is to try to get them cooling as quickly as possible. And that's another issue with this machine, is that they continue to cook after you remove them from the popcorn popper, because obviously there is no cool down cycle. Now these beans, in looking at them, they're a mixture of some lighter roast and also some very dark roast. So this is not a real good batch, and that probably is the last and the major concern, is the inconsistency and lack of even roasting, so to speak. Lastly, what I do is I put these down on a cooling sheet and try to get them to continue cooling. Now I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see out of this in the camera, but there it is, and I just spilled some of them. Very, very inconsistent on the roasting. And that's pretty much it. I strongly recommend investing, well, for as little as $100 you can get a nice little coffee roaster, which will give you a much better consistent roasted coffee bean. Thank you.